Today, BabyFood and I are here at Cold Stone Ice Cream. We're celebrating her getting a driver's license. We're super happy. She's super excited. She's so happy that she got her driver's license. So, do you want to say hi to everyone?
Hi.
So I was like, you know what? Let me go get you some ice cream. Let's go get some ice cream. My daughter loves ice cream. So, what did you get?
Cotton candy.
She got cotton candy, and what else did you get?
I had it with Oreos.
With Oreos? That sounds really good. We were trying to set up. There was like no tables available inside, and so that's why we are in the car. I hope. How's the audio? See if it's on the phone. But I got light vanilla with strawberries and with hi Florence boy, welcome in.
It's good.
And then hi Tater Dom, welcome in. But I got this, and so we wanted to eat inside actually, but there was just like, for some reason there was a lot of people in there today. And it's hot. It's really hot. Hi, Brina T. Welcome in. I don't know why I'm yelling. I have my microphone. Hi, Tony. Okay, thank you, Tater Dom. Okay, so I got this. Let me have a little bit of it. Yeah, so we just wanted to talk about how BabyFood got her driver's license. And so how was the experience? BabyFood is here. She doesn't want to be on camera, right? Or do you want to be on camera?
Well, I don't mind, but my hair isn't glamorous today.
It is so good. So after this, we're going to go to Burlington just to look around, and then we probably pick up dinner and then go home. So how was your experience? Hi, Emily. Welcome in. The waffle cones are my favorite. Oh, and I'm wearing my strawberry shortcake t-shirt today. I love strawberry shortcake. Oh my goodness. I was actually watching like some of the cartoons that were made in the 80s, and I was watching it on YouTube, and the picture's not clear at all. But yeah. So do you want to talk about your experience on your driver's license? So tell us how it went.
Oh
we left right early in the morning. We left early in the morning because we frantically left the house early in the morning because we had to be there right at 9:45. Was it?
Yeah.
No, or 8:45.
No, 9:45. Because it started at 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be there 15 minutes before.
Yeah. And I was telling her how we had to be there on time because if you're late, they'll totally tell you to reschedule, right? Well, she doesn't know that, but I know that because it has happened to me before. But yeah, she got her driver's license, and we're so excited. Oh, I'm kind of nervous, but she's all like, Mom, can I drive to Walmart? Can I drive to the grocery store? And I'm all like, no, not yet. I slept with my keys last night.
She did. I had to get the keys from the bed.
That was funny. Bryn T says congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, the whole situation was fun and kind of funny.
Go ahead, tell. Hi, Susan Lee. Welcome in.
So, so we got there. We waited. Well, first I had to scan the QR code, and my mom already ran to the line. I was like, okay. So I scanned.
I was like, we can't be late. So I actually like
she just
ran.
looked at the sign.
I ran and then I passed the sign. I saw the sign. I'm all like, okay, I think we need to be here. But thankfully, BabyFood, she scanned it.
I scanned it so they know I was here or whatever. I think. I don't know.
Hi, Tony. Hi, homies. Hi, Fur Corners. Hi, Susan Lee. Thank you so much. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
And so I scanned it and I ran to the line and then I ran to my mom.
And I was all like, I was like kind of like frantic, huh?
Yeah, but we were already there, so it was fine. On time. Just on time. I remember one of my coaches says if you're on time, you're late. So I guess we were late.
Yeah, we were late. But thankfully there was like a line, so
There's only 2 people ahead of us.
Yeah, there was 2 people in front of us.
So yeah. So we were in line, we were waiting, and then we finally got to like the lady that was checking all my stuff to make sure I'm like eligible to drive. So she checked how long I had my permit for. She checked to make sure I was a U.S. citizen and everything.
Hi, Penny. Welcome in. Susan Lee says, Mom Food, we got to go car shopping again. Wouldn't that be nice to go car shopping and actually buy a car? Hi, Ginger. Welcome in. Okay, continue.
And so, yeah. And then she was like, okay, stand in front of the camera. And then she took a picture really fast. I don't really like my picture. But
I don't think anybody likes their driver
I
license.
liked my permit
Oh,
picture.
yeah, your permit
and I
picture was really
ID
nice.
Photo. But this time it was so quick and I didn't even get time to do anything. So I looked funny.
Yeah. Hi, Phil Daw. Welcome in. And Phil Daw says, sister, you're probably on Navajo time. Always late. Good evening to you both. Good evening, brother. I try my best these days to be at least on time.
Which is like 5-10 minutes earlier.
Yeah, like 5-10 minutes earlier.
But we usually get places on time.
But Phil Dahl is right. When I was a lot younger, we were always on Navajo time. Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, I got my photo taken. Then I signed my name. And she's like, okay, your test starts now. And my mom, like, ran to the door. And she was ready to go into the car. And I was like, okay. So we ran to the car. My mom hurried up, put her seatbelt on. I took off the blind. And then I put my seatbelt on. And I was kind of really nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was, like, backing up. And I had to go. I had to back up. And I almost hit a car.
Oh my god. Hi, who I be? Welcome in.
I was supposed to turn left, like the steering wheel left, but instead I turned it right. And I was getting so close to the car. And then I almost hit the car. And my mom went, stop! You're going to hit the car. And I went, and then I heard it and stopped. And I guess it was a Mercedes.
Yeah, and then I told her, I go, gather yourself, you know? And then she was like, oh my, I could tell that she was like super nervous. And then I'm all like, you got this. And then I told her just to stop and take a deep breath. And then she stopped and she was like breathing in and out. And then we left. And then we went to where they directed us to go to, right?
Yeah. So we did that. And then we had to like park closer to the building. And I parked in, like there's a girl in front of me. And then I parked. And then there's another person behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to tell those stories, but there's that. And we waited. And my mom was like, I cannot leave the car. And then, because I guess if she leaves the car, what happens if you leave the car? I've heard that if she left the car, I would fail.
Yeah, so I waited until they instructed me to get out of the car.
Yeah, so we waited. And then finally the girl in front of me left. And then it was my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to wait for the instructor because I believe the girl passed. Yeah, she passed in front of us. And so that was that. And he came to me. He told me to give him my paper, then my permit.
Mm-hmm.
And so... and so, yeah. That's funny. Or is not for racing. Anyways, so that was that. And then he told my mom to get out of the car. Well, not like that, but he was like, you can leave the car now. And so my mom left and she sat on like a little bench. And then finally he came to me. And he was like, okay, I'm going to see if you know your functions or whatever. And I was like, okay. So he asked me where my emergency brake was, my windshield wiper, my high beams, my signals, my emergency light, the defroster, and the speedometer. Is it speedometer? Yeah. And so I did that. And then he was like, oh, so what do you do if an emergency vehicle comes? Which side of the road do you go to? And I was like, the right.
Yeah, and then so she answered like the basic stuff, and then you got onto your road test.
Pardon me, was I going too slow?
No. I'm just saying because You don't want to give all the answers, you know?
Who's on here that don't?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not giving them the answer.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
giving them
Go ahead
tips.
then. Okay.
What are
the
they
tips.
doing? Listening to me while they're taking their test?
I don't know.
They'll be like, oh no, BabyFood giving her all the answers.
That's so funny. Okay, go ahead. Just
They can't
continue.
even see where I'm pointing at. Anyways, so yeah. So I got out.
No. Go ahead, do your stuff.
And he said, okay, you're going to turn right up here. And I was like, okay. And it was like kind of silent too. He was like silent. So I was like kind of, I don't know. I thought it was funny. So I giggled a little bit. And for some reason, so many people just decided to go across the street. And so I had to like wait there for a bit for these like girls to walk across. And then so I stopped at the stop sign and I turned left. I went and drove, turned right. And then finally when I got onto the main road, he was like telling me to go into the middle lane when it was safe. So I got into the middle lane when it was safe. I checked all my mirrors, obviously. Or I went into the middle lane. Don't want to give him answers. So I got into the middle lane, and then finally he said go into the right lane when it's safe. So I went to the right lane when it was safe. Then at the light I had to turn right again. So I turned right, and then I kept going, and finally he told me to turn right again. I turned right a lot. And so I went to like this, I guess you can say, commercial area where you have to go like 25 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And so I was just like cruising down the road, 35 miles per hour. Well, the sign said 35 miles per hour, so I was going 35. And then it turned 25, so I went 25, obviously. Wasn't going faster than that. And so, yeah. And then we passed a cone, okay? Don't forget the cone. So I passed the cone, and he's like, stop! Go on to the right. Like, he was like preparing me if I was gonna have like an emergency vehicle on the side. And so he was like, merge to the right. And I was like, okay. So I went to the right by like the curb, and thank goodness I stopped in time, because like there's a tree, and then like the leaves and like the branch was like hanging down like into like almost onto the road. And good thing I stopped just enough, because if I didn't, I would have ran into the leaves.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, and then he opened the door. He checked to make sure I was by the curb. Like, I didn't hit the curb and I wasn't too close to the curb. Like, it was like enough distance. And so that was that. And then he was like, okay, turn on your hazard lights or your emergency lights. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, okay. And he was like really serious at this point too. He was like, okay, whatever you do, don't turn your wheel. Just go straight back. And he was showing me with his hands like that, straight back. And I was like, okay. And then I was like ready to go. And he's like, wait, don't go yet. And I'll tell you when to leave. And he was like saying, just go straight back. And he said, okay, you may begin. So I reversed, and I made sure it was reversed, because last time I tried to reverse one time, I accidentally went into neutral, and then the car stopped. Anyways, not the point. So I went and reversed, and I drove. And that cone, I had to pass the cone. And that's when he told me to stop. And that's when he told me to stop. And he said, okay, when it's safe, go back onto the road. So I went back onto the road. I drove some more. And then he said, okay, so there's like this, I had to turn right again. But he said at the next right, and I was already approaching this right, but then he's like, this one, and I went, oh, okay, sorry. And so I hurried up and turned. Well, not like obviously really fast. I slowed down, looked, and
it wasn't
turned.
reckless, huh?
Yeah, it's not like I was like, okay, and then I stepped on
like
the
you're
gas.
a speed racer.
Anyways, so I turned, and I was driving.
And at this point, I was sitting on the bench, and I was like praying, Mother, please let my baby pass. Please let my baby pass. And then I was like, my eyes started to like water. And then I'm all like, okay, get yourself together. Because it was like it's a really big milestone to me. And so my eyes were getting watery. And then I'm all like, okay, I shook it off. And then I distracted myself with something else. Go ahead, continue. Excuse me.
Where did I leave off? Oh, so I turned.
Yeah.
And I drove a little, then I turned again. Then finally we got closer to like the MVD thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me to turn into there. So I turned left and then I turned right. And I had to go onto the other lane.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's told me to park.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know which parking I could do. So I just
Mm-hmm.
like parked forward. And I didn't do much like front parking. Like,
yeah,
because we mostly reverse parking.
Yeah, that's what we always taught her to, like, reverse park into parking lots because it's so much easier and safer. So we really never did like just the drive in, like to drive into a parking lot. But thankfully, what?
So I was kind of nervous. I was like, and it was so funny because now I can say it now. Because when we got to like the MVD, my mom was driving. I was watching her how she parked, and so I just did exactly what she did.
Yeah.
So I think just watching my mom turn into the parking saved my parking skills.
Yay! Okay, let's answer some questions, and then what else?
And so I parked, and I was so nervous to hit the curb because if I hit the curb, I would have gained like 5 points, and I guess you don't want any points, so good thing I didn't hit the curb. And then I parked, and then he was like, okay, we can get out now. And I was like, okay. I said okay a lot, but yeah. So we got out the car, I locked the car, and he's like, congratulations. And I didn't really think about it much. When we were walking to my mom, I thought he was just like saying, congratulations, you got us here. So yeah, so we got to my mom, and my mom was like, did you pass? And I was like, I don't know. And then finally I got to my mom, and then he came to us and he said, congratulations, you passed.
And then we're all like, yay! We both cheered.
And then he said, but you almost had a perfect score. And I was like, what?
I know, that was so okay. And then we both looked at each other.
And then my mom was like, what happened? And then he said, you stopped on the crosswalk. And I was like, oh.
But you passed.
But yeah,
with almost a perfect score.
I
was so proud of that. Okay, so congratulations, BabyFood. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Phil Doss says, are you not racing? Brina 2 says, I remember failing the written driving test the first time when I was 16. Brina T, I actually failed the first test too because I didn't even study. I didn't study the booklet. And so I figured I could do it. And I kind of maybe the first time just glanced over the book. And then so I failed it. I almost passed it. And then I went back. I actually went home and then I studied it. And then I passed it the second time. And then that's when I got my permit. Then go ahead.
I know for my permit, my mom told me to study. So I was like kind of hesitant, but I studied the whole thing and I read it like 4 times probably. And then I studied it religiously. And then finally I was like, okay, I guess I'll take my permit test. And I did it on the couch while my parents were watching TV. And so I took it and I passed.
Yay!
And I only got to like maybe 8 questions, and they're like, okay, we get it, you know.
And then
it all.
Tony says for some strange reason he wants ice cream. You should go get some, it's so good. And then Four Corners says congratulations to the new certified legal graduate driver.
Thank you.
And then Huay B says, what are you eating? I am eating vanilla with strawberries and peanuts and chocolate chips in a waffle bowl. And it's so good. This is my favorite. And then Four Corners, okay, we'll see you. Thank you so much for coming in. And then Phil Doss says, BabyFood, everyone kept saying, stop! And you still passed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is funny because when I was about to park, there's these, I don't know if they were sisters. No, it's the mom. So the girl passed and she was going to go drive the mom. And they were walking across the street. And he said, stop! Don't hit those girls. I was like, okay.
That's so hilarious. And then Islos is in here. Hi, Islos. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. And then Tony says, I remember when I couldn't wait to drive at first. Now I hate it with a passion. Yeah, at the beginning, I used to love to drive. But I have a horrid story. And from that story, I do not like to drive anymore. Well, first of all, I always tell this story, and I think my husband doesn't like it. Well, anyway, so I was driving, and we were pulling a horse trailer. And on this horse trailer, this was like my first time driving a huge truck like this. And then the horse trailer I was pulling it. And I guess I've never pulled a horse trailer in my life. And so I was all driving like this, and I was like so scared. And my husband's like, stop. Like he would say, stop. Like, you need to slow down. And then I like accidentally like kind of pushed the brakes. And then like we all moved forward. And my husband was like, the horses. And I'm all like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad. And so ever since then, I kind of got like traumatized to drive any far distance, because this was like a long ways of far distance that I actually drove with the horse trailer. And ever since then, I was kind of like scared to drive far distances. I don't know. It's so scary. But yeah, I get what you mean on that, Tony. Hi, Shine. Welcome in. Yeah, the waffle cone. Look, and the ice cream is really good. It's my favorite. Okay, Islo says, okay, so the big question is, what car are we buying now? I wish we could be buying a car, but as of right now, my daughter's going to be driving this car, and I'm going to be driving my truck. And so I'm super excited to start driving my truck again. I've had this truck ever since I was in high school, actually. So I kind of like want to refurbish it. I kind of want to take it to maybe the body shop, a body shop, because a few years ago we had a tree fall onto it, and so we want to fix that area. And it's just like one area, and so we want to get that repaired, and then from there I'm going to be driving my truck. I'm so excited because I love this truck. And in this truck I always had like stuffed animals and everything. But those stuffed animals are no longer in there, but I used to have like things hanging from the ceiling. But yeah, I wish. Okay, yes, homie says perfect in our book. Samantha, so good to see you. It's been a long time. WTF, thank you. Big P, aho, brother. Yeah, for coming in. Damn, mosquitoes just bit me. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Okay, Islos, I've been dealing with the small ones like that from Mexico. Yeah. I use this one natural bug repellent that I got from the vitamin store, like our local vitamin store. What is it made out of? But I put that on and they leave me alone. I haven't gotten bit.
Eucalyptus, I think?
No, it's like eucalyptus and something.
And something else.
Yeah.
Cedar?
I don't know what it is. Oh, and then I don't know if you guys have an Avon lady, but Avon sells this one body oil. It's called Skin So Soft. I think that's the name of it. And it's in the green container, and that works wonders. So if you guys have your local Avon lady, go ahead and hit her. Or I shouldn't say it like that. If you have a local Avon lady, contact her, because my mom's an Avon lady, and I remember her selling a whole bunch of those body oils. And it's the Skin So Soft body oil in the green container, like it has a green cap. And I also saw them sell it in CVS, so check your local CVS. Okay, let me see. Phil Daw, first time I got a driver's license, I ran into my mom's house. Oh no. Okay, so when I got my driver's license, I drove my parents' truck, and I had to do parallel parking too. And thankfully I did it because my mom took us to go practice. Took me to go practice, and thankfully I did parallel parking. But nowadays they don't have to do parallel parking, right?
I think you can if you tell
But who
them.
would want to request that parallel? Who can all parallel park? I cannot parallel park.
I parallel parked twice, and it was with a truck.
Hi, yours truly. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Ruth Luna. Welcome in.
But I didn't do it perfectly.
Yeah.
My dad told me how.
That's really funny. But yeah, my daughter so far, she's a really good driver. She drove me here. She drove us here, Cold Stone. And so, yeah, we just wanted to share the story on how she got her driver's license, and we're so excited. Right? When did you get your driver's permit? A year ago? Or was it 8 months ago?
Well, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Let me look.
Oh, and then I remember first time driving, I always drove really slow. Even to this day, I drive super slow. So if it's like 45, I'll be driving like 41.
Oh, I got it not last month.
Yours truly, darling. I love parallel parking. I couldn't wait to do it during my driver's test. Oh my
I
goodness.
got it in August. On August last.
That's what
year.
my husband was telling the story too, that when he was doing the parallel parking, he aced it because, you know, like I said, he used to do a lot of like driving and traveling. And so he's a pro at driving. And so he does all the driving for us. Like if we go anywhere far, he's always driving because I don't trust myself. I don't like driving. I mean, I like to drive within like maybe a 20-mile radius, and that's about it. But
Not
yeah,
out of state.
I mean, if I had to, I could, but if I don't need to, I don't. But I love seeing people drive, though. I watch some driving streams sometimes. And then, so your driver's license comes in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 7 to 14 days.
Yeah. I'm so happy. Because it's like you're growing up.
Oh, I was like, I still want you and Dad to drive me. So
I know. And then
nothing
after the
changed.
test, I'm all like, you can drive home now. And she's all like, no, Mom, you drive. And then I'm all like, okay. So I drove.
I told her you drive as I was like walking towards the passenger side. Thank you.
I should have got a napkin.
It's right here.
Oh, my nose is running. My allergies have been really bad. I remember one time my sister and I, we went on a road trip. My younger sister and I, we went on a road trip. When I just started driving, I was probably 18 or 19 years old. We drove, and on the way back home, there was a thunderstorm. And this thunderstorm was so bad, and so it was so scary because I remember driving and I could not see the road in front of me. The rain was coming down so hard that it was not visible.
Oh my goodness.
And it was so scary. And guess what I did? I kept driving, and I was just driving really slow. And it got to a point to where I couldn't even see, and I had the windshield wipers on, and it was doing nothing. And it was like cloudy, and it was like gray. It kind of felt like we were in a cloud or something. And it was just like thunderstorming, and I saw the thunder, and it was really, really heavy rain. And then I just couldn't do it anymore, you know. And then so I remember we pulled off, and then my sister and
Finally.
after I started to see that people were pulling off. And so we pulled off, and then I was like right there praying, like, oh my gosh, let us get home safe. Let us get home safe. And then thankfully the rain kind of subsided. And then once it subsided, that's when I got back onto the road, and then I started driving. And I told my little sis, I'm all like, buckle up, sister. And then thankfully, like after a few hours on the road, my sister and I, we got home safely. And then at that time, we didn't have really good cell phones. You know, I'm pretty sure my mom was worried. Grandma was worried about us. We got stuck in the rain. And you know, back then, they didn't have good cell towers. Yeah, that's what happened to my sister and I. That's what, like, when I started to drive too, we went out of town. I think we were We drove like 3 hours away from home, like 3.5 hours to a city. We went to the city and then we hung out over there. You want to talk to them for a while? Or should I end it? Because I need to go use the restroom real quick.
I can talk to them.
Okay. BabyFood's going to stay here and talk with you guys. I'll be right back. You want the camera on you or no? Yeah or no?
If you want.
You can scoot back.
Close my fanny pack.
Ooh. She's going to scoot back. I'll do a half face because I know that she doesn't want to really be really exposed. Okay, there. You can say half face.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Half face. Oops. Well, I guess I'll. Thank you. Well, I don't know what to say. So yeah, the whole experience was fun. I laughed. It was like kind of silent during the test. It was like kind of silent, and then I was just like kind of laughing to myself. I don't know. The silence was funny. So yeah. What else can I say? So yeah, I'm excited to drive, kind of. I mean, it's nice. I can drive to school by myself now. That's it. I wouldn't want to go anywhere. But no, it's so funny because like one of my friends, she's been like kind of bugging me about getting my license because I was kind of late about getting my license, and so if I tell her, she's gonna want me to drive her to go get froyo. So I'm not gonna tell her. Hello. But yeah.
That's cool. Hi, Helen. Welcome in, Helen. It's so nice to see you. Okay, so I'm finished with my ice cream. That was so good. I'm so happy. So congratulations again, baby.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess we'll end it here. And oh, Helen, I'm so glad I got noticed by you. Oh, you're welcome, Helen. Welcome in. Okay, so I guess we'll end it here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. BabyFood. Wait, which way do I go?
I don't know. That way?
You win. What if I go the wrong way?
Oh, don't purposely go the wrong way.
Ah! Okay, shoot. Okay. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'm Mom Food Planet Things, and what I do on my channel is basically mom stuff. I'm currently, I'm not today, I didn't work on it, but I'm hopeful to go live maybe in 2 days or so to do my sewing. The last time I did the live stream, I really did feel like I wanted to throw in the towel. and just say, nope, I don't want to do this anymore, but I'm going to continue on. And I probably go live, maybe just keep your notifications on, because I might go live maybe tomorrow or on Thursday, and I'll do some of it, and then we'll go from there. But thank you so much for coming in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.